Welcome to Salad with a Side of Fries. I'm your host, Jenn Trepeck, talking wellness and weight loss for real life. We're here to clear up the myths, misinformation, bad science, and marketing to teach you how to eat and how to cheat. Are you ready? I'm having salad with a side of fries. This week, we're talking about Drizzilicious. So first, shout out to Caitlin on my social media team for this one. So she said not only has she tried them, they're her latest obsession. And she sent them to me to say, maybe these are a great nutrition nugget. So here we are. Now, per usual, I started at their website. They say it's drizzled and it's delicious. Drizzilicious, the irresistible, better for you snack. I mean, okay. While they have Caitlin's endorsement on the flavor, I see at the top of the website in the image, they have 3 packages and it says mini rice cakes reimagined. Now, if you're a longtime listener and you know that phrase made my antenna go up because in our nutrition nugget on rice cakes, we determined that they are the quintessential definition of empty calories. So I'm very curious if these are too. Now, they say it has chia, quinoa, and flax, 90 calories per 21 pieces. So these must be teeny, like I'm guessing size of a quarter, maybe a nickel. And they're featuring some holiday flavors like peppermint and gingerbread. They also have drizzled popcorn, so maybe that's a topic for another nutrition nugget. We're staying with Caitlin's choice of the rice cake. Okay, then it says, at just 90 calories per 21 pieces, Drizzilicious is a smart little snack you can feel great about. Full disclosure, I'm not sold yet. Right? We'll see about that. All right. Then it says allergen free. Our products are made in a peanut and tree nut free facility and are all allergen free. Okay. That might be a selling point for you. Then we see certified gluten free, non-GMO product verified, vegan and certified kosher. And these may make them winners for some people. For other people, it kind of just is what it is and neither here nor there. Now, since we're focusing on the rice cakes, I'm just going to share that piece. So they say our rice cakes are really special, or our rice cakes really are special. With just 90 calories per 21 pieces, you'll be amazed you can finally eat something delicious you don't feel guilty about. Available in a multitude of flavors, this fan favorite is no stranger to the average snacker. Go ahead, enjoy yourself, and indulge guiltlessly. So for what it's worth, they had 2 typos in there. If anybody from Drizzilicious is listening, just FYI, take a look. Let me know if you want me to proofread it for you. Okay, so the thing is we're not learning anything new. Every time they have the chance to tell us something, they just reiterate the same thing of 90 calories, 21 pieces. We get it. Okay. I tried to look up, a little bit more about the company, where did it come from? So it sounds like the founders are either siblings or they both had moms who gave them rice cakes with peanut butter. I'm not totally sure either way. But essentially, they were rice cake fans, so they decided to upgrade them. And then again, it continues to repeat all the same things. So let's look at the nutrition facts. Caitlin said she loves the cinnamon flavor, so that's where I went. They describe it as mini rice cake with cinnamon swirled and glazed with white chocolatey drizzle. Now, I'm noticing it's not a white chocolate drizzle, so there's probably using things to mimic that flavor versus actually just using some white chocolate. But let's see. By the way, they're now touting 100% plant-based. And all that means is that there's no animal product in here, which frankly I would expect for a rice cake. So, here we go. Oh yeah, then they're saying, again, reiterating, quinoa, chia, and flax. Okay, 90 calories per serving, 5 servings in the package. They keep telling us the 90 calories. We get it. All right, 2.5 grams of fat with 1 gram of saturated fat, 16 grams of carbs with 0 grams of fiber, 5 grams of sugar, of which 4 are added sugar, and then 1 gram of protein, and essentially 0 negligible micronutrients. So before we get to the ingredients, these nutrition facts are telling me that we once again have empty calories, mostly carbs, only a little bit of fat that's not enough to balance those carbs. So probably for most people, this may create a blood sugar spike and drop. Now, obviously, you're going to have to see, how you feel. And based on what we're seeing here, even from these nutrition facts, it doesn't seem like there's much of the quinoa, chia, or flax in there, even though they've been telling us all about it. All right, ingredients. Rice Crisp which is made of white rice, corn, tapioca starch, cornstarch, sugar, flax, whole quinoa, salt, spice, chia seeds. Then the flavored coating is made of sugar, palm kernel oil, natural flavor, salt. And then there's sunflower oil, sugar, and cinnamon. All right. Basically, I was right. Not much of those superfood-like ingredients are in there. They're relatively low on that ingredient list as far as what's in that crisp. They're mimicking the white chocolate flavor versus using the ingredient. The palm kernel oil and sunflower oil are certainly not my favorite sources of fat. For you, they may or may not be a deal breaker. You get to decide. And the natural flavors also, for some people, may be a deal breaker. I like that they're using sugar. You know, I know some of you are probably listening going, what? But I like, oftentimes when we try not to use sugar, it ends up with 85 other ingredients. Or, here it's not high fructose corn syrup. It's not 25 other things trying to get to a sweet flavor. So anyway, there's not a ton of wild, unpronounceable things in this list either. So I guess that's a pro. And I always say you have to look at the details of any flavor if you're going to try it. Curiosity killed me a little bit. So I took a look at another flavor, the Smores one. And it is a little different in the nutrition facts and the ingredients, but the takeaways are more or less the same. So that one has some molasses powder. So we're getting into the land of more sweeteners. The ingredients are also different, but still, like your quinoa, flax, and chia are not at the top of that list. I don't know. I feel like for the way they marketed all of that, I would expect them to be higher and for those ingredients to be reflected in the nutrition. Oh, and then I had to look at one more. So it was the birthday party flavor. And this one, I love it. There's carnauba wax in this one. So we definitely don't need that. And frankly, just depending on the flavor, we're getting empty calories, empty carbs. Even if not a ton of calories, they're coming with other things that you may not want. So with all of that said, they may serve a purpose for you. They may be a better alternative to something else that you're currently having. If that's the case, I think awesome, go with it. For me, if I were to use these, I don't know, maybe I'd use them as like a topping on something. So if you wanted to turn your Greek yogurt or cottage cheese into something else, like you could use a couple and, maybe break them up on top of that. Maybe you have a couple with some almonds or walnuts. I don't know. I personally would not make them a staple of my routine. I probably wouldn't eat a whole serving either. I don't know. I'm not sure how easy it is to stick to one serving. 21 probably feels like a lot of pieces, but then with these kinds of ingredients, I think it could be super easy to eat the whole package. I don't know. Jared St. Clair, what do you think?
Well, I think we're on the same page. There's a couple of things, I do a lot of looking at supplement facts panels for people. Obviously, you're doing the nutrition facts, pretty much the same idea. But there are some little tricks that can be played too, Jen. It's the first ingredient on that flavor, the cinnamon. The first ingredient was the actual, sorry, I lost it now.
The rice crisp.
The rice crisp, right. And it has like 6 or 7 ingredients in it, right?
Exactly, yep.
And so in that, you have chia and flax and quinoa, but I dare say that based on the nutrition facts panel, there's a really good chance that all 3 of those things would actually be a lot closer to the very bottom of the list if they weren't lumped in with the rice crisp
100%.
itself, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they come up higher on the list because they're part of the first group of ingredients.
They're part of the rice cake. Yeah, exactly.
And so that's not so great. And then I have a personal gripe, not against Drizzilicious specifically, but almost every packaged food, even the ones in health food stores. Let's get rid of the sunflower oil. My goodness, it's in everything. It's like high oleic sunflower oil and organic high oleic sunflower oil. But we just talked about how much of these seed oils we're getting versus healthier oils that we actually need. And it's time, things are starting to shift. We now have chips on the market that have tallow. We have more things being made with butter and things like that. But I think sunflower oil needs to go away a lot more than it has.
I'm with you. But for everybody, again, I think it's also a question of like this as opposed to what.
Right.
There's always this may be, exactly.
Yeah, there's always a trade-off, right?
Right. And this may be progress. So awesome.
Yeah, they do look good.
Yeah, I mean,
the package is appealing.
Right, exactly. And Caitlin says they taste delicious. So,
Yeah, they probably
if
are.
Caitlin's word is enough for you, go for it. Let us know if you tried them.
But I love your idea of putting it on like yogurt or cottage cheese or something like that. Protein it up. That makes sense. And give yourself
Yeah, and
a little
just use
sweet,
a
a
few
little
of
indulgence.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, and just a reminder to everybody, read the label of whatever flavor or product you have in front of you so that you know. And if you're curious about their popcorn, let me know. Or if you've tried their popcorn, let me know. All right. Well, as always, everybody, I'm your host, Jenn Trepeck. Connect with me on Instagram or all social media. I'm at Jenn Trepeck, JENNTREPECK. Website is asaladwithasideofries.com. Pick your platform, send a message. I love hearing from you, your takeaways, your ideas, your questions. It's also the easiest way to learn more about working with me as your health coach. And Jared St. Clair, thank you again for being here with us this week.
Thank you. It was a real pleasure.
Likewise. And friend, if you are not already, become a member of the Happy Healthy Hub. You'll go to asaladwithasideofries.com/membership. This shows your support for this podcast, this community, and of course, your health. On top of this week's episode in full video with behind-the-scenes pieces and your 24/7 Ask Me Anything, you'll get this week's recipe for chocolate cuties.
Well, friends, that's it for today's episode of Salad with a Side of Fries. Congratulations for making yourself and your health a priority. Thanks so much for joining us. Be sure to click subscribe or follow on your favorite podcast platform. Share us with a friend, and we'll be back next week. Always remember, you deserve it, and you are worth it. Happy healthy.